Hi, Evan. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. You guys have been at the center of some of the coolest production enhancements the last couple of years. Obviously, with some of the college football stuff, and especially, I guess football has been one of the really hot areas where you guys have been involved. But kind of give us a little update on where C360's at. Maybe a little bit of primer for people who may not be familiar.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Ken. Great to talk to you, and appreciate the opportunity to speak to the industry at large. But C360, for those individuals that don't know much about us, we're an immersive video company. We capture a very wide angle field of view with our technology that allows us, with an algorithm, to essentially change or correct that very wide fisheye view into a very normal 2D video looking image. And that can be controlled in a couple different ways, either from an OTT personalized user experience where somebody at home can basically be on our camera and control their point of view. They can pan, tilt, zoom, and interact with that image. And at the same time, the production crew in a mobile application, as well as a REMI, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, can interact with that same capture, that wide angle capture, and control a pan, tilt, zoom through a joystick, as well as an enhanced replay that we've recently developed that allows us, we affectionately call it the time machine. We can back up in time, and we can change that point of view, so we can pan, tilt, zoom after the fact, which, right. To your point, in football this past season, we're very excited that we were able to work with ESPN in developing something that was novel and interesting. We actually embedded the technology in the line to gain pylons that moved with the line to gain. And as a result, we saw a lot of plays through the NFL and also NCAA that were challenged, either were upheld or were overturned as a result of the technology. So, and interestingly enough, we're very proud of the fact that our team has been nominated with ESPN for an Emmy award for that technology this year. So we're excited by that.
Yeah, that's great. So, well, let's get right into. Obviously, there is a bit of a crisis going on in the world right now, right? And sports production will return, but we've had conversations both behind the scenes and in front of the camera, if you will, with people talking about the future of sports production. And I always look at kind of like your systems, or even like the 8K, where you kind of do the kind of the the extraction of the 1080p image. As I don't want to say gimmicks, but they're always sort of like seen as like on the periphery. But it seems like in an era where we may be having a situation where we can't have 25 camera people in the stadium, you can't have 25 EVS operators, and that there might be a bigger role for systems like this, and sort of that REMI. So can you talk about, I'm not going to call it an opportunity because no one wants to look at anything as an opportunity here, but sure, the place that you guys could play as far as helping enable safer productions.
Absolutely. And I mean, that is something that we're working diligently on. One of the benefits of our system is that the camera is apart from the workstation that processes all of that data. So regardless of wherever the camera is sitting, that workstation can be either in a mobile truck that's there on site, or it could be on a REMI location where that operator is actually able to control the pan, tilt, zoom feature apart from the venue. So that is something that we're working on right now. We just launched this past college basketball season our first actual native 4K output into the truck. So HDR, UHD output. That's alongside our capability of playing out in 1080i, 1080p, 720p. But to be clear, our cameras, we have two cameras. One is a 10K or almost 10K camera. The other is a 4K camera that's small, a little under a pound, that can be embedded in pylons and goals and things like that. But the larger camera really has been utilized for basketball beneath the rim. And having that ability to control it off-site is something that we view as could be helpful in the season that we're operating in.
Right. So let's go back to the replay feature. So how does that work? I mean, how far back can you go? Because I know sometimes things can go back 15 seconds, or how far back in time can you go to pull out that different angle and offer a different look?
So we can store about 7 hours of content, and we do operate as independent of EVS. We can play out to an EVS or an Everett system, or Everett system, excuse me, but we're actually our own source. So often, actually all of Monday Night Football and all the ABC football games that we were in last year, we were utilized directly as a source. So when we were playing out a replay, we could go back the entire game and pull things out. Matter of fact, we're clipping a lot of those plays, so they'll get played out in a melt at the end of the game and be a part of all of the other replays that were in that system.
Right. Well, let's touch a little bit on the OTT side and that sort of that experience, right, where the user can control. So what do you see is, again, the opportunity there? Because you may have these smaller college events where they may say, we just want to put up one of your cameras and say, okay, let's let the people at home kind of play director, if you will. So what do you see as that opportunity, that experience, and how that's kind of been improving?
So in the past, it's been, to your point, kind of a user-controlled experience, but we're really excited to announce that we've had a couple successful tests of actually integrating positional data. So taking from a third-party organization, taking live or real-time positional data from the players, as well as an object, the ball. Our cameras, we've been able to essentially train our cameras to follow whatever that data is. So you're able to make clips with every player, so you could play off or capture those replays or a highlight reel from every player throughout the game automatically without any human interaction. And at the same time, the OTT user could actually pick which player they want to track, and the camera will focus just on that player or the ball. Right. So if you want to be on action, they can follow the ball. If you want to be off the ball and just watching a particular player, you can do that through this personalized OTT user experience.
So for that, would you recommend obviously the larger camera, not the smaller, the 10K, right? Because obviously you're being you want to be able to have a high quality experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The thing that's unique is we are capturing a very high resolution raw image, but we play it out in whatever format that production is being produced in. So with streaming, we can stream it out as a 4K stream. So the quality is very high. But the idea here now with this ability to let a fan or let a user individually pick who they want to play with, that really dovetails into the whole sportsbook betting kind of application, where we can validate someone's bet. So you could provide them a real time or archived replay of whatever that prop bet might have been.
Right, that's great. Well, thanks for your time, Evan. Really appreciate it. Obviously, hoping to see all of us back in action and seeing, hopefully you guys back at the College National Championship game. Fingers crossed next year. It's a little ways off, but we're hoping we can all get there, right? Obviously, for a lot of reasons.
No, we're looking forward to getting back to some type of normalcy, and we really, we miss seeing everybody in the industry. So stay safe, stay healthy, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks.